Hi, my name is Joanie'S. Welcome to my channel. Please go to my website, jonieswhitelighthealing.com, for more information about me. I used to be a clinical social worker. I did individual and group therapy for addicts, alcoholics, and the mentally ill in New York City for 10 years. In around 2003, 4, 5, I had a spiritual awakening and I became able to channel departed ones and pets, do hands-on healing both in person and remotely, jump into other lives in a single bound, see into bodies, talk to animals and do healings, do exorcisms, clear spaces, activate healing hands, activate DNA, identify a person's divine purpose, and answer practically any question. Yes, anything is on the table. I am not a doom and gloom psychic. I only bring in the highest of Christ's light, meaning the ones that had enlightenment, the ones that either walk the earth and or are on the other side assisting humanity in our awakening. I am a light worker. I bring in my wisdom from this lifetime and all my incarnations for the assistance of others so they may have their veil thinned, that they may heal in mind, body, and spirit. You can find me on LinkedIn, SoundCloud, and Twitter. You could find me on Facebook. If you'd like to friend me, please message me because I don't friend strangers, and like my Joanie'S White Light Healing fan page. Please share, like, and comment below these YouTube videos. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do and press the bell all icon. You'll receive notifications when I put out my next video. If you have any requests for any topics, please put them down in the comments section. I will take them into consideration. Some of the topics that I've been receiving as requests are not video worthy. They're just a one-shot deal, which would probably be for a private 15-minute reading. But please ask anyway, and you might find that I'm doing a video based on your request. I bring in archangels, ascended masters, angels, guides, departed ones, spirit guides, elementals, star beings, and consciousnesses. When I first became able to channel, they would come in one at a time, and I would feel their respective energies. I would do different hand motions and say certain things that were their signatures. Then they started coming in as duos and trios, and then I would get a council, a group, a federation, and now I get a collective of whoever is meant to be coming in for the sake of a client of mine, a group I'm speaking with, or a video, or a radio show for that matter. So here we are. And I wanted to talk about neck pain, neck issues, specifically neck. There are many people who are having neck issues. And I have a herniated C6 and C7. Not that this is self-serving, but there are several body maladies that I wanted to address. So we're going to do neck today. So I'm going to bring in my words. I'm going to bring in what Spirit has to say, and then we'll do a collective healing for all of you who have neck issues. So the first thing that I would like to say is that the neck area is where the throat chakra is, Chakra. And this is an energy center that provides a lot of information for a soul in their awakening and for their going about their daily incarnation. It symbolizes expression of self, expression of truth. If a person has a lump in their throat, if a person is suppressing crying, if they scream, if they go hysterically crying, if they have been hung, if they've been killed, asphyxiated, throttled, whether it's metaphorical or physical, the throat is a key player in one's evolution. It would be called one of the upper chakras. The throat chakra is the color blue. Therefore, people who tend to do healings around throat chakra issues use blue. You could surround yourself with the color blue frequency. It is a consciousness, this frequency, this color, And the bands of energy of blue can help with the assistance of healing, repairing, releasing, encouraging, and excising what does not belong. Some people carry lapis lazuli, turquoise, sodalite. They carry blue colored stones with them, and that the consciousnesses that are crystals, in fact, assist with healing chakras, with addressing issues related to that corresponding colored chakra. Okay, so now we have this throat. The throat in this lifetime is alive, and I can talk to folks' throats, the physical throat. I could also talk to their chakra. How is Joanie able to do this? Intention, folks. When you believe it is possible, 100%, or almost 100%, if you strongly believe that anything is possible, you can create your reality if it is for your highest good and the highest good of all. Therefore, I believe that I am able to connect with the consciousness called throat. I also believe I can address the energetic consciousness called throat chakra. Now, if I see a band around one's throat and they haven't been hung in this lifetime because I'm talking to them, there's another lifetime where they might have been hung. They could have had their throat slit. They could have had a blade put up to their throat as a threat. And the light body has a memory of this physical body's story. Therefore, now I actually take that back. The physical body here has memory of what the light body has experienced in other incarnations. What is a light body? It's like the overall template of the person's physical body that has had experiences simultaneously throughout creation, different incarnations. So if there is a line that is apparent, that means that the person brings in a karmic imprint, a karmic message or symbol that something was not balanced, was not healed, was not dealt with in a balanced manner, hence unforgiveness in that other lifetime. Dang that person that killed me, that hung me. Dang the person who cut my head off. Dang those that threatened me. We're specifically just talking about one example of a throat-related issue. So if a person goes to their passing with unforgiveness towards self, let's say, I should have known better, where you blame yourself, and let's say you blame other, you incur karma, negative karma, and then you come into another lifetime. Let's talk about this one with this unforgiveness, this energetic lower vibration that keeps you unbalanced. And you knew before coming into this lifetime that you might have a band, a line, a ring. You could even have several rings around your neck. It could be more than one lifetime where there is a bleed through effect from those other lifetimes coming in to remind you of what has gone on. The goal is to balance your karma, to not blame self or other when you are threatened with death, where you threaten yourself, where you blame yourself, where you are being punished for speaking your truth, where you punish others for speaking their truth. So the light body is the overall template that knows and has the history of where it is respectively incarnated and experiencing incarnations, whether it's on earth or in other realities. Now, we're getting to neck-related issues. Neck, talking about throat, but this neck also involves the throat. You could have spinal issues here. You could have stiff necks. You could have a cold in the back. You could have difficulty with range of motion. You could have had whiplash. You could strain yourself with the way that you're sitting. You could develop all different types of issues. You could have had surgery where they had to go through your neck to the back. They could have worked on you in the back. You could have broken your neck. Yes, there are people who live, survive broken necks. Whatever your neck issue is, the chances are there's something that is not balanced, where there's unforgiveness in another lifetime, and it's bled through into this one, and that you're playing a similar theme or themes from the other lifetimes where unforgiveness was incurred towards self and or other. And here you are to work on your throat and to work on your holding your head up high, to remain erect. There are many metaphors. You could even think of them yourself. What would my throat represent in metaphor, and what would my neck represent? Holding your head up high, not having sorrow, not wanting to look at yourself in a mirror, keeping your head down, keeping a low profile, not wanting to see to the left and right of you, but remaining more single-minded and having blinders on, therefore stiff neck. It goes on and on. We could play with this all day regarding what neck issues represent. Okay. Could even get into the ways that you cut yourself down. So you could have been hung and then someone cut you down from a tree, or you hung people and then you had to cut them down from a tree, and you could have blamed yourself or other regarding the cutting down, and therefore you're cutting yourself. You could have cuts. You could be shaving and you always cut yourself right around here. Goes on. Okay, I'm going to go in regarding more of the issues that one would need to address in order to balance neck karma. So the first thing I get is stiff, as in stiff neck. There are many people that they're not loose, they're rigid, and they're walking around a bit like a robot, and they're taking it day by day, but they're not loose, hence a stiff neck. They need to let things wash over them better. They need to roll with things better. You know, when they say roll your neck, roll your neck. That's the key here. And if you are unable, then metaphorically speaking, you need to let things roll over you, roll past you. Allow, surf with something, go with the flow. So the stiff neck for many represents rigidity and not going with a grace and ease approach, and remaining very single-minded and single-visioned. Expand your horizons and work with what you have. That's what Spirit is bringing in. I'm going to keep going in for as much as I can get within this video, although there's a myriad of explanations for neck. I'll give the top ones that Spirit wants you to hear. Some of you have been punched, could be physically in this lifetime, but you experienced a lot of blows. So in this lifetime and other, you could have been punched. Therefore, you could have been hit like this, and that you blame self and other. And that it also, if it wasn't physical punching, then it could be emotional, and that you were dealt so many blows, so many emotional ones, that you tipped your head back, and it could have even taken you to that of being unconscious, that you found yourself when you woke up, you were in disbelief, that you couldn't believe that it happened. Yes, physical or emotional, being knocked out. I cannot believe that this happened, and then you end up stiff. And for some of you, after the knockout, I see the shoulders are up. So they recommend, for those of you who have been dealt blows, when you find yourself a little bit like this, drop your shoulders. I had an integrative doc point that out to me. It's a great habit to do. Just drop your shoulders. Feels great. You could do it all the time. Most of us walk around with more of a tension here, and when we're aware of it and we drop our shoulders, there's so much tension that's released. For those of you that were dealt blows and as a result are now in more of a disbelief, unconscious, rigid format, the object here is to consider that anything can happen. Open up your world a little bit more, that yes, anything can happen at any time. Expect the unexpected, but not coming from a fear place. That if this is a playground, if this is an adventure land where anything can happen at any time, you've you've grounded yourself. You've not dug your heels in, you've grounded yourself so when something unexpected comes along, you don't get thrown and tumbled upside down and hit, and where you go unconscious, you kind of go like this. And you go, okay, wow. And you feel your feelings, you go through your acceptance, gratitude, blessing it, forgiving it, and then moving on. Versus, oh my God, I can't believe it, I can't believe it, I can't believe it. And then you're stuck. And then you end up with neck issues. And then it's difficult for people to continue on if they haven't grounded themselves and if they haven't expected the unexpected, because they're already in a stiff position and it's fear-based. Recommendation from Spirit. I'm going back in. So these scissors and blades and cuts and the jugular and anything to the throat, anything, spears and a lot of sharp experiences. I see for many people, there's a religious piece to this, that if they don't do something, they'll be damned to hell. So a lot of people are having a knife to the throat in, there seems to be a faith-based fear that if they do not follow a prescription that is biblical, that is by their respective faith's ordinance or doctrine, that they will die, that they will be forsaken. So each one of you needs to take a look at your respective belief system and see whether there is a threat, whether there's a fear base to it, and decide for yourself how you wish to manage this. Because the fear base of the neck at the throat by religious doctrine is affecting you physically. For those of you who have that issue where you are in a religion that is threatening you and that you would die if you do not follow their tenets, it's a matter of questioning what you are living with and if it sits well with you and how you're doing with it. And this channel is not anti-religion, it is finding the etiology of neck issues. Going back in. Some people were playing with fire and they got in trouble, so there was a lot of risky behavior and a lot of jostling about and fighting and getting into tussles and situations that knocked you around a bit. A lot of battle, and I see whiplash, I see car crashes, I see a lot of people that are involved in recklessness, battle, swordsmanship, punching around, a lot of tussling and battling, and a lot of this bobbleheady, wobbly, concussion-y, whiplashy experience with some broken neck thrown in there. And Spirit would say, watch what you're doing. Take a look at the activities that you're engaged in. Do you think before you act? Do you question the activity that you're involved in? Who are you playing with? Is this swordsmanship, or is this setting off rockets in the gym? Or what are you doing? How risky do you want to be? And are you entertaining a death wish? Some of you are very reckless and you need to calm it the F down, because you're getting involved in tussles that are putting you in harm's way, and you have in fact harmed yourself over and over again, whether it's in this lifetime or other, or both. Regarding this battling and this swordsmanship and this being knocked around and jarred and all of that, this is for you to consider a different approach. You might be slight in character, slight in physique, yet it doesn't matter. You're still doing things that are battly. It feels like you're trying to control people, you're adversarial, you're battling. And as a result of that, it's like you're in a dangerous amusement park ride, just being thrown around. Watch what you say and do, because you're getting yourself caught up. And as a result, I just see a whole bunch of neck frenzy. You can get a job done without putting yourself at risk. How's that? You could make the point with other without putting yourself at risk. Your neck would really love for you to like calm it the F down. Going back in regarding neck. The throttle. So I see a lot of the throttle. Some people feel squelched. They feel controlled. They feel stifled. They feel threatened. They feel that someone is babying them, but crushing them all around the neck. Do this or else. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Smothered. And that people are being contained in such a way that there is such fear around their neck and they need to get out. So for some of you that find that you are choked, take a look at what's going on. You might need to leave. If you are suffering to that extent, some of you can't breathe. I feel there's an asphyxiation as well. Some people are stifled to the point where I just hear muffled gasps, and that it's your surroundings. Did you place yourself there? Consciously, did you end up there? Did you pre-birth plan to be there? Whatever the case is, do the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Do one of those assessments. Am I safe? Am I being handled with care, or am I being threatened? Am I being smothered? Am I being throttled, stifled, asphyxiated? Am I at risk of death? There's a continuum of safety here regarding that situation, and you need to ask yourself whether you're able to leave a situation that is that frightening and that disheartening. Still going in regarding neck. So regarding holding your head up high, I'm feeling some of you have scrunched your necks and you're not giving yourself enough credit. I see when you elongate your neck, there's control, there's greater vision. You could see over the horizon. There's pride. Your chin is held up high. There's better range of motion. Whereas when you're like this, I see you're chickening out. You're not giving yourself enough credit. And then you're starting to squish your throat chakra so you can't get your words out. You can do an exercise where you go in a little bit and then you elongate. You see how you feel and get right into that neck space and see if you feel that with the elongation of your neck that you have more pride. The shrinking violet, you could have discs that are compressed. You could have some of the gel popping out of the sides of your vertebrae, the cushioning, the discs. I also see not just going down, but I see your shoulders going up. I don't know. And you could also be playing dumb. So I see there's this shortening of the neck, and it has to do with the shrinking violet and hiding and playing dumb, and also the shoulders going up. I don't know. Not giving yourself enough credit. In both cases, it's diminishment of self. Hiding, not giving oneself enough credit, low self-esteem. Do your work. If you need to see a therapist, please do. Come out of that cocoon and talk about your issues, about your feelings. I feel like they're buried in your neck. Again, this is for entertainment purposes. Please see your medical professional for any health issues and or mental health issues that you might have. I'm going to keep going in regarding neck. So I'm seeing, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, which way did he go? Which way did she go? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And that your head is spinning. You're in a tizzy, okay? So if you're drinking too much, if you're drugging too much, if you have an anxiety issue, if you have panic disorder, if you have hypomania, bipolar, and it's not addressed, any issues, ADHD, ADD, any issues that you might have where many children, you're in a classroom, they're all over the place, you name it, whatever the issue is, you need to sit with yourself. Maybe you need to write it out because you're in such a tizzy. I don't think that you've actually sat down, held on for a second, and written down how you feel, what your situation is, and the feelings that are going on about it. I see you're in a frenzy and that your thoughts are not clear and that you need to center yourself and get very clear about, my God, I don't know what to do. I'm not in control. I don't have a handle on this. I don't even know what's going on. Oh my God, I don't feel in control. I can't control myself. whatever it is. The liquor is quicker, won't work. Go to a meeting, stop the addictions, whatever they are, and it doesn't have to be drugs and alcohol. When you are doing compulsive behavior, even if it's just hoarding, any addictions that you have, they need to be addressed in order for your mind to be clearer. Because when you have the addiction in the way, it's a loop and it's like a smoke screen for what's really going on. Address your addictions first, then the feelings will really come out, because you need the feelings, and the thoughts are not worked through, hence the spinning head. And if my head could go around in a 360, that's what I feel. These neck issues, some of you have a frenzy of energy that's surrounding this space. When you have written down your thoughts and feelings about it, again, do the Serenity Prayer, forgive yourself and forgive other. Very, very important. Be the best friend that you can, do what's in your control, and let the rest go. I'm going to see if there's anything more. It's interesting. For some of you, it's knowing when to stop. So we see a whole bunch of you going like this. You're having a great old time, but there's a little bit too much. A little bit too much. So can you have too much fun? Sure, if it's starting to harm you. So it could be physical bouncing, could be you're dancing like crazy, but you're hurting your neck. It could be that you're on a trampoline, a pogo stick. It just could be too much activity. There's too much going on, and that you need to rein it in a little bit, because there's too much activity. I'm so happy that you're that happy and in that state of grace and joy, but you need to bring it in a little bit and just manifest something that's a little bit more balanced. You're bopping around. Now, are you bopping around and that it's true? Is it a fake? You need to look at that, because if you're acting as if you are in such a great, situation, but you're not, and you're doing that to fake yourself out and others, if you come to a dead halt, all your feelings that you are suppressing will be shown to you. As a former Gestalt therapist, when they say go get still and the activity ceases, that's when people's stuff comes up to be revealed. Just like in meditation, when you get still, the thoughts start coming up, and that's what your issues are to be revealed. I'm going to see if there's anything more. It's a lot that Spirit has to say about neck. Sticking your neck out. Are you sticking your neck out for someone else? Have you stuck your neck out for others and you've gotten chopped as a result of it? This is cost, risk, benefit analysis using discernment regarding when to stick your neck out. You might have gotten caught doing something by sticking your neck out and playing the role of savior, martyr, whistleblower, whatever it is. The sticking neck out is to be done after you've done your cost, risk, benefit analysis, weighing the pros and cons, in other words. Yes, there are people that have difficulty using discernment, and that's fine. There's no judgment. And that's a big part of why we are here, is to improve our judgment, or discerning what is going on and when to do this, if to do that, how to do this, if to do that. I think we've exhausted so many of the reasons why one would have neck pain. I have not gotten into the specifics. Person had surgery, a person had whiplash, a person had a broken neck, a person fell, contusion. Those all could be related to what I previously mentioned here. Again, yes, one could have neck issues that are purely a result of a physical experience they have had. But in my experience as a healer and my delving into past lives in order to identify the etiology of a present day symptom, I found that it's other lifetime related, and it's almost always metaphor. Sometimes it could be physical, as you heard, but whatever the case, whether it's physical or emotional, People bring this into this lifetime to continue working on the issues that they were working on in other lifetimes. Let's do a healing for the collective. Okay. Across time and space, forwards and backwards across all generations, any neck and throat karma, we ball them all up, and you say inside, I forgive myself. So I see a blast of energy. Lot of healing. Forgive everyone and everything, including your neck. Ask for everyone and everything's forgiveness. Please, all of you, forgive me because I had unforgiveness towards you. Thank God for these life lessons. And God meaning Creator that we are all part of. Now, sip water between now and when you go to sleep because that will flush negative energy through the physical body. This is October 18, 2020. There are no timestamps to this video, so if you see this on a day outside of October 18, Spirit knows who will be watching this video and when. If this does not resonate, that's fine. You could put it on the shelf too, because you might have an aha moment at a later date. And if you wish to revisit this video, you might find that at another time it makes perfect sense to you. I am sending you love and healing, and I hope that this assisted you. I hope that your neck issues remediate, and I will see you again. Bye, y'all.